Goodbye, Call of Duty World War II. I wasn't too sure on whether or not I was even going to make this video, but I feel I have some things that need to be said. World War II is a complicated game for me. I love it, but I hate it at the same time. The campaign is the best Call of Duty story I've played since Black Ops 1. I have more hours in the multiplayer than I do for Modern Warfare 3, my most played Call of Duty multiplayer of all time, and the artistic shift for the zombies mode made me cream my pants tenfold. But the lack of community support, the overall mediocrity of the game, and the dry events, amongst other things, just leave a bitter taste in my mouth. By no means am I saying that World War II is bad. I'm just saying that it's a diamond in the rough. Very, very rough. Let's start with the campaign. This is the only section of this game I can wholeheartedly say I am 100% in love with. The campaign, albeit short, was amazing, kept me entertained, enthralled, and overall just reminded me that Call of Duty is still capable of making amazing stories. The Call of Duty campaign I got attached to the most was World at War, a game released in 2008. World War II made me feel all these emotions I felt playing World at War again, but this time I was able to feel all these feelings with my friends. Me, Ulfhednar, Hayen, and Justin all got this game on launch day, so we all played the campaign together and essentially experienced all these crucial moments in harmony. Yeah, video games are just stupid video games, and Activision pumps out these CODs every year, but experiencing an amazing immersive story alongside some friends is about as rare as a good mini-split video. The multiplayer for World War II is very, to put it lightly, strange to me. It's similar to The Sims and Skyrim in the sense that I will binge play it for about 3 weeks, then not touch it again for 4 months. There were periods where literally all I wanted to do was boot up some COD World War II multiplayer, and then there were some periods where I'd much rather cut off my arm and sell it to a Cuban drug lord. Sadly, more often than not, I found myself feeling doing the latter. I'm not saying that the multiplayer for this game is bad. Hell, I have over 4 days played on this thing. I'm just saying that despite the consistent events and constant double XP weekends and everything, it was just dry. To be fair, every Call of Duty ends up this way for me whenever I play it for longer than 2 seconds, but World War II had so much potential. It introduced the new, and in my opinion underrated, war mode. It literally has events every other month, if not sooner than that. It introduced ranked play, the headquarters, a partying up system, a 1v1 range, daily and weekly contracts. They even introduced a thing called Party Up Play, which allows season pass holders to play the DLC formats with their non-season pass holder friends. This game has so many amazing little things, but at the end of the day, it just pains me to go back and play it. If you've been on my channel for at least 10 minutes, then you'll probably know that I'm more so a zombies guy than I am a multiplayer guy whenever it comes to Call of Duty. So, normally whenever Call of Duty is released, I praise the zombies mode as if it were Jesus himself and grind probably too many hours into a little side game mode. However, World War II's zombies mode is where my feelings for this game get a little blurry. The zombie season started off so strong for me. The Final Reich was one of the first zombies Easter eggs I had ever finished, and I played that map more times than I care to remember. And I remember staying up day and night with Justin trying to do the Easter egg for the Darkest Shore, only to keep failing on the same step over and over and over again. But for some reason, the Shadowed Throne made me kind of lose interest. It's not necessarily a bad map, and here recently I've actually went back and played it a lot more, and I now appreciate it. But on release, I found myself going back to playing the on-disc and DLC 1 map rather than DLC 2. I kind of fell into a slump and didn't really touch World War II at all, especially the zombies. I played the multiplayer here and there and whenever there were events, but between the launch of DLC 2 and 3, World War II zombies basically didn't exist to me. I was really excited for DLC 3 though. It revived my want to play this game, and I hopped on the hype train as soon as I saw that reveal trailer. I genuinely thought this would revive my love for World War II, and it kind of did. However, as soon as I saw the community backlash against the new game mode, The Tortured Path, I remembered another reason I stopped playing zombies. The community. The zombies community is one of the worst, yet one of the best communities ever, in my opinion. The community is under what I like to call the Treyarch bias. What this is, to put it simply, is that whenever a zombies game mode that isn't produced by Treyarch comes out, barely anyone gives it a chance, regardless of the actual quality. And to be fair, I used to be someone under this Treyarch bias. When IW was relevant, I bashed on anything he did because I didn't like it, and because it wasn't as good as Black Ops 3. However, I eventually took my head out of my ass and realized that maybe, just maybe, these other developers can also make something with enough quality that I could actually enjoy it. And that is exactly what Sledgehammer Games did. They actually had personality behind this game. It had its own unique artistic approach that was so different compared to all these Call of Duty games we've received in recent years. It was a really, really good game in my opinion. But, of course, since it wasn't Treyarch and it wasn't perfect, it got bashed. And in some places I can understand, like the story, it was pretty mediocre, and I got lost halfway through the DLC season, not because the story is convoluted or complex, but it just made no sense. But despite the story being pretty poopy scoopy, I thoroughly enjoyed the game, and hell, more likely than not, when Black Ops 4 becomes Fortnite 2, I'll probably come back and play this game some more. At the end of the day, World War II is one of the best and one of the worst Call of Duties I've ever played. The game itself is amazing, replayable, enthralling, and overall enjoyable. However, the community's animosity towards it and the overall dryness just makes it hard for me to look back at this game and smile. The Sledgehammer, thank you for making an amazing game. And community, well, let's get it together, guys. There's a reason everyone hates this community, and this is that reason. This is more likely than not going to be my last video on this game. I might stream it a little more here and there, but in terms of videos, expect little to no more of them. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you, Sledgehammer, for this marvel, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
Sir, what is the sword going to do? We're outnumbered 10 to 1.
That sword is the key to all this. The Nazis have opened the door to hell on earth, and we're gonna close it.